What is up and welcome back, and today we have Tim Hardaway's killer crossover. Going to give you all the small, subtle little details that make a big difference. Plus, I'm also going to show you some slight variations that Tim Hardaway used to do to get a lot of different players. This will really throw off a lot of the defense, and if you practice this, it can help you out big time to also be a killer on the court. So with that said, let's dive right in. Now, I want to start off by explaining that Tim Hardaway himself does a segment on YouTube where he explains his own move. And that really is going to be a master class from the master himself. So I really highly suggest you watch that video. I'm going to link it in the description. And Tim Hardaway talks about some key details, making the move fast, also staying low, and then where the ball is going to be placed. Now, I'm going to try to elaborate on all these details so you can really get it down, and also go step by step and show you the move in slow motion so it can help you really get it so you can start using it as well. Now, let's get into the breakdown of the killer crossover. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is going to be the setup move. Tim Hardaway, his setup move is going to be the in between the legs dribble. Now, that move is going to really sell that you're driving in one direction. And you want the defense to think that. You don't want them to think anything else, so don't throw anything extra with the move. Keep it simple, straight to the point. You don't want to be doing this type of movement beforehand. You don't want to go. Why? Because that defender might take the bait on the low misdirection over here, and you're really trying to cut back this way. Also, after the ball goes in between your legs, you don't want to have anything extra. Again, you don't want to be holding the ball for too long. You don't want to do a hezzy or some head movement, some twitch movement, right? Why? Because you might confuse that defender. He might think you're trying to cut back, or you might make him pause, right? If you're pausing right here, what's going to happen? Now, he's not sliding all the way through. Tim Hardaway would kill players because he's really having them think that he's going this way, that he's a quick player. He's going to go hard where the ball's heading to, right? Fast movement, going quick. That's what you want to do. You want to be fast. Now, the setup move is also going to be very important that you do it in a pocket. That's where I feel a lot of players tend to get this move somewhat wrong. They tend to do a different type of crossover. They tend to kind of float the ball up like an AI crossover, or the crossovers where you're really going like that. The ball is further away from your body. And that's not the type of crossover Tim Hardaway does. He would do what they call a 1-2 step, referred to in some places as the 2-step, because you're going 1, 2, and it's a quick motion. You're not doing anything extra. So have that in mind. If you're going to do this move, try to keep it in a pocket, and I'll show you what that can look like. And you can do this drill to really get the feel of it also. You plant one foot, and then you're going like this. See how the ball is really close to my body? Like that. Because you're going to want the ball to go, then go quick. Transfer out, and then go quick. Like that. Really make the defender think you're going, and then you're cutting back inside fast. 1-2 step right there. That's going to be the footwork. 1, 2. Nothing extra, no pauses. If you watch all the Tim Hardaway highlights, there is really hardly any pauses in the movement. No extra hesitation or extra flowing the ball after it goes in here. Not really holding it for too long, then crossing over. It's fast. And again, it's going to be low. If you notice, I'm staying low. Why low? Because it's going to make it harder for the defense to try to steal it. And if you do notice that defender, a big tip, playing you like this, it might not be the best time to do that move because the hand is watching that ball lane, right? Be somewhat close. But if you do the setup move, you're about to go, and you do see the hand raised, then that's a good opportunity. Or if he's playing you somewhat like this, then you have all this space underneath. That's why in Tim Hardaway's video, he talks about a key ball placement area. You want to get the ball low and have it bounce around the knee area. He even mentioned underneath the knee, and in some videos, he does have it around this knee area, and in others, it's going to be a little bit higher, like right here. But it's not going to be in this area, around the thigh area, or a nice amount over the knee. Why? Because, again, he's trying to not lose speed with the move, and I'll explain why. You can see with the side view. If you go like this, and the ball is traveling in this area, you can keep moving. You can keep moving. Going like this, you can keep moving. One more time. You can keep moving. If the ball is traveling through here, if the ball is going to travel right here above the knee or the thigh, you see, you might have to go like that, float it up to avoid having that contact. What if that defender, again, is playing you like this? It's going to make it harder when he has to reach down to try to grab it. Plus, can a defender recover when he's playing you like this? Does he have a lot of fast speed going this way? No, he has to turn his body to chase you down. You see, there's advantages right here. As you can tell, we're starting to stack the advantages for a move. That's what you want to do. Quick, fast. Defense is not thinking what you're trying to do. It's in the pocket, harder to reach. It's not floating out here. Then the ball moving through, nice and low. So you see you're stacking advantages. That's going to be a nightmare for the defense to guard. That's what you want to do. NBA players are masters of their skill set. They learn something very well, and they figure out how they can make it very difficult for that defender. That's why a move, when they have a move down, becomes a signature move. You can think about all the greats. Everybody has certain signature moves that they have worked out, every little detail, so it's going to be very difficult to guard. Now I want to talk about, if you study Tim Hardaway's move, you can notice that he does some slight variations. And these are going to be very key because it makes him more elusive, makes him less predictable, right? That's what you want as a basketball player. You don't want that defender to be able to figure out what you're trying to do. If you have a move that's very popular, you know they're going to study it. So if you're able to create different slight variations, people are going to say, hey, how come he gets all those players with the same move? Why? Because it's not the same move, not exactly. We're going to talk about that next. So I did mention you want it to be low, quick and fast, quick 1-2 pop, 1-2. But also, if you're trying to give that defender a different look, try to have the little swivel movement. You can see in Tim Hardaway's highlights, sometimes he kind of really leans in forward like that. Even his head and his upper body looks like it's swaying like that, and he goes. Why is that so important? Because it's really selling that drive when you're going like that. You notice that? And he really has down that swivel movement that if we put the ball down, you'll notice once the ball's going through, he is leaning forward like this, then crossing over like that. Direct with the defense and then crossing over like that. And that right there, again, if you need a little bit of extra movement to sell the move, that's what you're getting with that swivel movement. And you might not have this, if I'm being honest, to strengthen your legs yet to be able to lean like that. But you can get it with time. I'll give you a drill that's going to improve not just this move, but a lot of your moves is try to add a little bit of weight and lean like that. Try Try to add a little bit of weight and lean. Only if you have healthy knees. If you don't have healthy knees, I don't want you doing this. But if you do, you're gonna see you can get some nice extra movement on your moves. And I've been playing basketball for a long time. I have developed strong knee movement, and I can lower like that over and over, right? So I can really load my leg. And Tim Hardaway, man, he was able to load big time like that. Really have that defender sliding over with the swivel effect. And again, I only want you to be doing this. You have healthy knees. If you do start practicing this move, you feel some soreness, try to treat the soreness, do some cold therapy, take an extra day off from practicing that same move, do something else. Why? Because you want to have healthy body to keep playing for a long time. Maybe Tim Hardaway, during his time, there wasn't as much information. He was insane in the 90s about how you can recover, how you have healthy feet, healthy legs, healthy knees, right? And he was pushing his body to the limits. I've seen some highlights where he's coming down on the fast break and he does the move on the fast break. That right there is insane. That's wild to me, right? Fast break and putting all that pressure on that knee. Man, he was just a different beast out there, different animal. So that's something that's way advanced. I don't want you practicing going down the court with a lot of speed. Take it by steps. Really learn it in a controlled manner. Once you get better, you can have more speed, right? You're coming down, right? Once you really develop very nice, strong core also, right? Then that's gonna help you even more, where you're able to shift and your core is supporting that movement. So that right there is going to be a more advanced version of the move. Like I said, that's going to require great stability, great balance, strong legs, and also you having a strong core, the move, your upper body, your shoulders, even some head movement. Once it goes through, see right there, head movement, but not too much. You don't want to be doing, like I said, too much of that, because again, you're going to throw that defender off. You're going to confuse them. You want him to think you're really going and then cutting through. So that's going to be that variation. And the last one is going to be, again, if you watch the highlights, you're going to notice, if you're looking carefully, that Tim Hardaway will play from high to low at times. Why? Because he wants to get the defender off guard. He'll do something like that, kind of stand up, where the defender throws his guard off, thinking that he locked them up, right? 1, 2, thinking that he locked them up. Then all of a sudden he would drop his center of gravity and go into the move. And that right there is going to take a lot of skill set, because he's not just dropping like this. He's not dropping like that. He's all of a sudden dropping and doing the move. Dropping his center of gravity and catching himself with his legs. So that right there is very hard to do, right? If you're right here, then you go, very hard to do. Going to throw a lot of defenders off because you're making them relax, or you're getting as close as you can without them realizing it. But the whole time, you know, if you're looking this way to see where your teammates are at, and he's looking over, now you know you got him because he's not even paying attention. Then you're gone. So like you can tell, this move is very dynamic. You do get a lot of different looks with it if you're able to develop all three versions that we talked about. Tim Hardaway, a master of doing it. He was able to evolve his signature move, where it made it a lot harder for the defense. So if you can add this to your skill set, you're going to be a lot more shiftier. You'll be able to get past more players, but definitely try to learn every little detail. Don't try to skip anything, because it is very important, especially developing some strength. When you have that strength down, then you can really take it to the next level. So that's going to do it for this move, the Tim Hardaway Killer Crossover. If you got something out of it, please sub and like. I am a smaller channel. Every little bit goes a long way We'll be back next time with more. Until then, peace and much love, basketball family.